The origins of Isola Capital go back more than 80 years, when one of our original shareholder families from Europe decided to set up an investor roundtable to bring together like-minded families to invest together on deals. And back in 2011, we set up in Hong Kong to continue this strategy, where we bring together different families from Europe and Asia to co-invest together in different types of investment opportunities. So as a result, our logo with the Chinese characters for people or person around the table, big and small. So that's actually what we do today. Asia is a very rapidly growing region for wealth. And with that comes a lot of responsibility. So wealth management is actually very sophisticated and very complicated, especially when you're trying to transfer from one generation to the next. We saw the opportunity to provide holistic solutions. You can learn that from other jurisdictions like in Europe, where they have multi-generational wealth that sometimes spans more than 10 generations. So we're able to bring those learnings to this part of the world, bring the families from those other countries where they've learned to transition wealth, sustain wealth, build wealth, and share that with families in Asia, in Greater China. So we decided to go build this platform together. And over time, we've now succeeded in expanding from a core group of families to a much larger group of families. And we see huge potential to continue to grow in this part of the world.
Anthony 嘅公司咧，其實係一個十分之專業嘅資產管理同埋財富管理人嚟嘅。咁喺呢一方面咧，佢哋服務嘅對象就係家族辦公室啦，以及超高淨值人士。咁喺呢一方面嗰個目標同我哋投資推廣署咧係非常之一致嘅。我哋投資推廣署家族辦公室個定位就係要服務家族辦公室層次嘅客戶咧。去完善佢嗰個生態平台，所以喺呢個層面上面，無論係資產管理啦，定係家族傳承啦，以至到 family governance 咧，大家個目標好一致，所以我哋去同阿 Anthony 嘅公司咧合作得非常之愉快。
The various forms of assistance that Invest Hong Kong has given Isola Capital over the years has enabled his family office to grow faster than expected. The practical support they provided even gave Anthony the confidence to make a bold decision during the pandemic.
Hi, Anthony. Long time. It's been a while since we worked together. Do you recall when was your first time, encounter Invest Hong Kong?
It's actually a while back, Jason. I think back in 2012 when we first set up in Hong Kong, Invest Hong Kong was very helpful with us in terms of getting the platform set up, getting our licensing, introducing us to the right parties so that we could have a smooth setup of our platform in Hong Kong. So it's been quite a while.
This is actually before the Family Office Hong Kong time then.
Yeah, likewise. I mean, I think we were one of the earlier pioneers for dealing with family offices in Hong Kong, right? So our focus has always been family offices, ultra-high net worth, and entrepreneurs. So I think along that journey with Invest Hong Kong, I guess we all developed some better understanding of how Hong Kong becomes a real hub for family offices.
Definitely. I think in the past few years, it's not easy at all. You guys have done a marvelous job. You're not just doing something, you are getting bigger and bigger and expanding on your business scope.
Yeah, well, and a lot of that is also because of the changing environment in Hong Kong, the policies that are really attractive for, family offices everywhere in the world, right? Hong Kong's a fantastic location, right? In terms of where it is geographically, in terms of the policies in place here, and then organizations like Invest Hong Kong that are very helpful to help them set up here.
Anthony, I know that during the COVID pandemic situations in the past few years, doing businesses generally is not easy, but for you, you feel differently, don't you?
Yeah, look, COVID was definitely one of the most challenging situations for everybody in the past, recent past. But for us, we continued to execute our business strategy. We plan for the medium, long term because we work with family offices. And so for them, short-term challenges are just things that you overcome. As you could recall, we set up our lounge in Hong Kong here during COVID. And it's been an incredible place for family offices to get together. And very often with the support of Invest Hong Kong, we organize content, right, for these families so that they can come and learn about whether it's investment strategies, meet with founders of venture companies through accelerators, and also to basically network between themselves, right, in a private environment. So For us, COVID absolutely challenging, but we found ways to mitigate that and try to continue to deliver solutions to our family offices.
I know, Anthony, you have been participating in many conferences and forums, right? Can you share a bit more on that as well?
Yeah, and Jason, as you know, now we've reverted to basically physical meetings, right? And more recently, I was in London about 6 weeks ago at a family office conference event where I had the pleasure of being the keynote speaker and also joining a panel with some fellow Hong Kong family offices and Singapore family offices. And we're really grateful that your team, Invest Hong Kong, provided us with some very valuable data and also information about how family offices are being encouraged to set up in Hong Kong and how that policy is going to lead to more advantages for them to set up some presence in this part of the world. So really thank you for sharing that information.
Well, pleasure is all ours. That's what we're here for, to support firms like yourself to shine and develop the family office ecosystem.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Isola Capital, we continue to grow in Hong Kong and across Asia. There's a big focus on family offices in Hong Kong, and we want to be the leading family office investment platform in Hong Kong and actually across Asia. So we are continuing to grow our team, our resources, our product capability. So some of the areas that we continue to see a lot of potential include, for the Greater Bay Area, venture capital investments. In terms of looking at next generation, we see a huge potential because a lot of the family offices here now have multiple generations that they're trying to look after. So a lot of the next generation, they may be educated abroad, some of them are professionals, some of them want to live abroad, but because a lot of the family assets need to be looked after in a particular way, and there are certain solutions that you need to implement in order to protect the asset and transition that asset. So we continue to work with these families to find solutions for them that satisfy their needs. And very often, a lot of the next generation, they're interested in social impact, ESG, climate change. So these are things where typically they need some help to understand what is available out there. So we ourselves as a platform, we subscribe to the United Nations Principles of Responsible Investing. We're also a caring company in Hong Kong. So these are things that resonate with us. So we do have our team who can assist these families with multiple generations to not just look at traditional investment opportunities, but to also look at whether it's in the venture space or social impact space. So these are all areas that we continue to develop so that we can continue to grow with our families in terms of what they need.
喺合作方面咧，我哋同 Anthony 嘅公司咧有好多方面可以做得到嘅。首先第一個就係講緊2023年啦，11月份香港政府已經成立咗一個叫做傳承學院 Academy for Wealth Legacy。呢一個學院咧係針對為香港同埋業界咧培養人才。我哋希望培養到 CEO、CFO 類別嘅人才咧，幫助管理好家族辦公室。同一時間亦都係一個平台咧，讓全世界嘅家辦佢嘅成員嚟到香港聚集一堂，可以互相交流，做好多直接嘅對話。喺呢方面咧，我哋好希望可以同 Anthony 嘅公司，無論佢嘅客人啦，或者佢嘅專業知識層面咧，我哋希望可以同佢合作。咁再者喺2024年3月份咧，香港政府會舉辦第2屆嘅裕澤香港家族辦公室嘅高峰論壇。喺呢一方面，無論喺嗰個客戶群體啦，以至到專業層面，再一次啦 ，Anthony 嘅公司咧，絕對可以同我哋香港政府一齊去貢獻呢一個市場，發揮一分力量。
Since our launch in Hong Kong in 2012, Invest Hong Kong has always been very supportive. Our first event was actually, I think, more than 100 guests, and they came to support us and brought a lot of guests with them. And over the years, we've always worked with Invest Hong Kong to better understand the policy initiatives in Hong Kong from the government, how we can better leverage the resources available to us in Hong Kong so we can grow our business, grow our investment platform, and approach more families. And then obviously about 3-4 years ago, I think they launched the Family Office Hong Kong team, and we've built a very good relationship with them. They've supported us across many events, whether they're in Hong Kong or other countries. And more recently, we've started building relationships with some of the Invest Hong Kong teams in some of the overseas countries around the region so that we can also work with them to build our business as we expand across the region.